Well, hello there. I am here with Claire Mitchell, and she is a senior this year at Bozeman High. She reminded me that there aren't any seniors at Gallatin High this year, so she's a senior at Bozeman. And next year, after she graduates, she is planning on going to Carroll College in Helena. And she likes to run in her free time, and she also plays the ukulele. So maybe you could be in our ukuleles band that we have at church. Since today is Youth Sunday, we wanted to get a perspective about mental health from a youth and just kind of learn a little bit about their perspective. And so we're going to start with Clara answering just a basic, what does mental health mean to you? When you hear those words, mental health, what comes to mind?
I think it means taking care of your emotional needs because there's so much focus on your physical and academic needs that sometimes mental health can be forgotten about, and it's really important to make sure that you are happy and doing all right.
Yeah, exactly. So that kind of leads into the next question about why do you think that mental health is important? As important as some of those other needs that you've talked about? Why is it just as important as all the other things of life?
Yeah, I think it's important because it's like fulfilling just your basic needs. Like everybody needs to be happy and content with their life, and like their emotional well-being should be just as important as physical well-being or academic well-being. It's just really necessary to be doing all right, or else you're not really living a fulfilled life or a great life.
Yeah. Well, this past year definitely increased the emphasis on mental health, knowing that things were just like a little bit crazier than normal. And so I wonder, how has that been like talked about at school or just in other places as it relates to young people?
I think in school, most of my support comes from my friends because, I mean, we haven't been in school very much. And I know that they send out like emails, like reminding you about mental health, but it's really not the same getting it in an email than like hearing it from friends. And I know teachers have talked about it a bit too, but there's also so much focus on the fact that we're not getting as much education this year. So that's definitely one of their more concerning aspects.
Yeah, that's understandable. What about at church? Have there been any ways, like when you're in youth group and stuff like that, has that been a support to you?
Oh, definitely. I love coming to youth group every Sunday. I love the people there, and I love just being with everybody. I feel like that it gives me a place to be myself and just reflect, I guess. So I think it's a really good resource.
Awesome. Well, and so then lastly, I just wonder, you've been talking about how mental health is important. And so that would lead me to believe that you think about ways that you can support your mental health. So what are some of the things that you have either always done or maybe that you started doing this past year, knowing that things were a little bit more stressful even than normal?
I think that one big thing that really helps me is like taking time to exercise and also being with my friends. So usually combining those two. I ski a lot and I run, and I've just started weightlifting. So it's a really great way to just like not have to mentally focus on anything and just release energy. And I don't know, it's like a really great way to reflect, I guess.
I love that, release energy. I think sometimes we get caught up thinking that our head has to be a part. I mean, it's called mental health. So it's like, oh, like it must be things, just talk therapy or whatever. But I definitely believe that our bodies are a big part of that. And the energy, can get really tight and stuck when we get stressed. And so I love the idea of just thinking of ways to release that. That's really important.
Yeah, I think it's just very relaxing. So once you're done with your workout, then you're just really relaxed, and it's a great way to stop and think about things because you're not so tensed up by everything else.
Awesome. I wonder, we talked about youth group a little bit being a place where you can be yourself, but what about your connection like with God? Has that been helpful for your mental health, do you feel like?
Yeah, so for me, I really enjoy, like, every day I take time to pray and just, it's like praying and self-reflection. I do that every day just to check in on myself and then also like connect, you know.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you so much, Clara, for being willing to do this. I know it's kind of vulnerable and weird, and being recorded on Zoom is strange, but we appreciate it. And I know that the people of the church will enjoy hearing your own reflections. So